Good evening, children. In the previous class, we have started the chapter. Our chapter was People as Resource. Now, the criteria for today's class is that the main purpose behind reading this chapter is that you will be able to know about how people became a resource, unemployment. About these two issues, you will be able to know. Now, we have also studied about the introduction, that is the resources of a country. And when we talk about the resources of a country, we come to know about several points such as land, capital, human resources. Now, if we talk about land, if I talk about land, then what topics would be there? If I talk about land, in the land comes the natural resources. When I talk about the point capital, in that capital comes your capital resources such as buildings, plants, machines, equipments, etc. Third point is human resources. When I talk about human resources, it tells us about size and quality of population. It tells us about the size and quality of population. Now, children, as you know, if I talk about population of any country, the population of a country can be viewed in two ways: as an asset and as a liability. And most of the time you would have seen that we generally refer and discuss negative side of population. That is, we discuss the problems of food, employment, education and health facilities, environment, etc. that arise due to large size or rapid growth of population. These are the causes. Okay, and if I talk about, on the other hand, there is a positive side also of a large population. It looks at the population from its productive aspect and emphasizes its ability to contribute to production of goods and services in the country. Population thus becomes a resource. A country can turn human resources like students into human capital like engineers and doctors. Now, so today I am going to begin my topic from economic activities performed by men and women. We find division of labor. Between men and women in the family. Women generally look after domestic activities like cooking, food, bringing water from the wells, washing of utensils and clothes, housekeeping and rearing of children. And men work in fields, factories and offices. And what's the purpose? To earn livelihood for the family. Second point is, see the difference between men and women in the form of employment I am talking about. Women are not paid for the domestic services performed. their work is not recognized as labor and hence not considered in the estimation of national income. On the other side, when a woman enters the labor market, she is paid for her work. We find so many women working in schools and offices. Or we can say, their work is not recognized as labor, hence not considered in the estimation of national income. Education and skills are the major determinants of the earning of any individual in the market. A majority of women have low level of education. A majority of women have low level of education and skill formation. So they are paid low compared to men. You would have seen the differences in the terms of labor also. The male labor gets more and the female labor gets less. But nowadays the females or the women are also going for higher education and skill formation. Highly educated and skilled women are also paid wages equal to men. You can take the example of the defense minister. You can take the example of other ministers. Means now the females are also coming on the forefront. Teaching and media are the most preferred profession for women, especially if you see in the educational line, maximum females you will get, and in the medical line also maximum females. But now they are entering into all types of professions such as an administrative official, scientific and technological fields, etc. Now my next point is quality of population, or it can be also known as human resource. My heading is quality of population or human resource. Now what is this? The development of a country depends upon the quality of its population or human resources. The quality of population in turn is determined by the literacy rate, health of a person, which is indicated by life expectancy and skills acquired by the people of the country. It is the quality of population that ultimately determines the growth of the economy. Means the main purpose is the quality of population is the main cause. It ultimately determines the growth rate of the economy. So that is the important point. Means this point is related to your quality of population or human resource. Now the next point is educational sector in India. The most important point, the most developing point, that is educational sector in India. If I talk about the elementary education, elementary means your basic, class 5th, 6th onwards, that's the basic education. In the field of elementary education, emphasis has been given on universalization, retention and quality with special attention on girls' education. Means more and more emphasis has been given on girls' education. The scheme of Cbse Ix Abhiyan, in short we call it as SSA, Cbse Ix Abhiyan. It was launched in the year 2001. Cbse Ix Abhiyan was launched in the year 2001. Its main aim is to provide elementary education to all the children in the age group, remember this word age group, which is coming between 6 to 14 years. The age group should be between 6 to 14 years. That this field from 6 to 14 years education, elementary education, is covered in the scheme of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, and it was started in the year 2001. Now the next point, midday meal. You know the meaning of the word midday? Anyone? Tell me the meaning of the word midday meal. I am waiting for a response. Rudra, Priyansh, Akhil, COVID. Anyone of you? What is this midday meal scheme? Now I tell you about this midday meal scheme has also been launched in 1995 to increase enrollment, attendance, retention, and also to improve nutritional status of children. देखो इस स्कीम का मिड डे मील, इन नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज वी कॉल इट एज मिड डे मील, एक्चुअली इसको स्टार्ट करने के पीछे जो रीज़न था वो ये था कि बच्चों को लालच देना कि वो अधिक से अधिक मात्रा में स्कूल आएँ. किस लालच में आएंगे? कि हमें लंच मिलेगा, हमें खाने को मिलेगा. इस लालच के लिए ऐसा लालच दिया गया जिससे बच्चे अधिक से अधिक अपना नाम स्कूल में लिखवा लें. बच्चे रेगुलर आएँ, रोजाना आएँ. किस लालच में आएंगे? खाने के लालच में. लेकिन वो खाने के लालच में आएंगे लेकिन वो थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ भी लेंगे और बच्चों का जो न्यूट्रिशनल स्टेटस होगा that is also going to improve. The next third point is Navodaya Vidyalaya schools. My third point is Navodaya Vidyalaya schools. These schools have been set up in each district in the country. These Vidyalayas envisaged the development of talented, bright, and gifted children, predominantly from rural areas. Yes, correct answer, Priyansh. Now, so Navodaya Vidyalayas are those kind of schools which envisages the development of talented, bright, and gifted children, predominantly from rural areas. Now the next point, fourth point, high priority has been accorded to vocationalization of education at the secondary stage to equip students with occupation related knowledge and skills. अब इन्हीं सब चीज़ों के लिए ITI, I am saying ITI, इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट. बच्चा है वो दूसरे चीज़ों की भी तैयारी कर सकता है. ही कैन लर्न अदर थिंग्स ऑल्सो. उसका फ़ायदा क्या होगा? अगर वो कुछ ऐसा काम सीख लेता है तो वो अपना कमाने भर का भी उसका इंतज़ाम हो जाएगा. सो फॉर दैट पर्पज सेवरल वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैव ऑल्सो बीन ओपन्ड. नाउ द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, द प्लान आउटले and education. The plan outlay on education has increased from rupees 151 crore in the first plan to rupees 3,766.90 crore in the 11th plan. Just think, in the first plan it was 151 and in the 11th plan it turned out to be 3,766.90 crore. Now, the main purpose behind this is that the expenditure on education as a percentage of gross domestic product GDP, it rose from 0.64 in 1950-52 to 3.0 in 2015-16। अब समझो कहाँ से कहाँ कितना चेंज हुआ है। कहाँ ये 0.64 पे था 1950s में, 1951-52 में, एंड इट jumped to 3.0 in 2015, which has declined to 2.7% in 2017-18 budget estimate। पहले बजट में इतना पैसा लगाया जाता था, लेकिन जो 2017-18 का बजट था उसमें कम गिरावट आई थी। एज अ रिजल्ट, अब इसका असर क्या हुआ, देखो एजुकेशन पे इतना खर्चा हुआ, इसकी पॉजिटिविटी क्या रही थी। एज अ रिजल्ट लिटरेसी रेट इन इंडिया हैज राइजन शार्पली फ्रॉम 1951 में इसके जो परसेंटेज थी लिटरेसी रेट की 18.3 थी, 2005 में कितनी हो गई 65%, और 2011 में हो गई है 74%। रिमेंबर 2005 में 65% थी और 2011 में ये बढ़ के हो गई 74%। मीन्स 74% of people in India are literates. On the other side, however, a vast difference is noticed across different sections of the people. However, a vast difference is noticed across different sections of the population. Final literacy rate was 65.5%. See, literacy rate in the year 2011 was 65.5% against the male literacy 82%. Male कितने literates थे 82%. This disparity in literacy rates is due to gender bias in our country. ये जो फर्क है, जो पॉपुलेशन मतलब मेल पढ़े लिखे कैंडिडेट्स हैं और फीमेल कम है, why this thing is taking place? Because in India we are having the thinking of gender bias. Education opportunities are not equally available to male and female children. पहले के टाइम में क्या होता था, बेटा है तो उसको बहुत ऊंची पढ़ाई पढ़ाई जाती थी, बेटी है तो उसको कम। बेटी का क्या सोच होती थी लोगों की कि बेटी है इसकी शादी ही होनी है, तो बस घर का काम काज आता हो, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं चाहिए। अपने बेटे को लोग ज़्यादा पढ़ाते थे, डॉक्टर इंजीनियर जो भी चीज़ें होती थी वो सिर्फ बेटों के लिए होती थी, बेटियों के लिए चीज़ें नहीं होती थी। सो लिटरेसी अमंग मेल्स इज नियरली 16.6%, हायर देन फीमेल्स। इन 2011 literacy rates varied from 94% in Kerala to 62% in Bihar। सोचो 2011 में जो लिटरेसी रेट हमारे केरला का था दैट वाज 94%, और वहीं पे जो बिहार का था दैट इज 62%। जस्ट थिंक व्हाट अ बिग डिफरेंस इज देयर बिटवीन द लिटरेसी रेट ऑफ टू स्कूल्स। The primary school system has expanded to over 8.58 lakhs in 2013-14 villages in India. Yet, this expansion has also resulted in poor quality of schooling and high dropout rates. देखो पहले के मुकाबले में आज हम कंपेयर करते तो बच्चे स्कूल ज़्यादा जा रहे हैं, लेकिन इसका असर ये हुआ है कि पहले के टाइम क्यों बच्चे स्कूल से नाम कटवा लेते थे, कम जाते थे, क्योंकि जो स्टैंडर्ड था, जो क्वालिटी थी, बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम देयर वाज अ पुअर क्वालिटी ऑफ स्कूलिंग एंड दैट्स व्हाई द ड्रॉप आउट्स वर हायर। कई बच्चे स्कूल छोड़ देते थे। अब जो है अब हायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम आ गया। नाउडेज यू कैन सी कि अब जो स्टैंडर्ड है हमारे एजुकेशन का वो दिन ब दिन बढ़ता जा रहा है। बढ़ता जा रहा है का मतलब समझो, नाउडेज पहले कुछ भी होता था स्कूल कॉलेज बंद हो गए तो बंद हो गए, गर्मियों की छुट्टी मतलब गर्मी की छुट्टी, कोई पढ़ाई लिखाई नहीं। अब क्या हो गया कि अब इस टाइम भी कोविड का अटैक है, इतनी एपिडेमिक फैली हुई है, तब भी हम लोग की पढ़ाई स्टार्ट हो गई है ड्यू टू ऑनलाइन और एनी काइंड ऑफ ऑप्शन। सो इट शोज दैट देयर इज अ गुड क्वालिटी ऑफ स्कूलिंग और गुड क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन। एंड नाउडेज द ड्रॉपआउट्स का मतलब होता है स्कूल छोड़ने वाले, दैट हैज रिड्यूस्ड। Now the number of dropouts have also decreased. So now let's talk about children higher education. Over the past 50 years, if I talk about higher education, then over the past 50 years, there has been a significant growth in the number of universities and institutions of higher learning in specialized areas. This can be noticed from the following facts. First point is the number of colleges, which was 750 in 1950-51, it has reached to 42,338. 42,338 in 2016-17. Means 1957 750 only, and in 2016 it has jumped to 42,338. Next point is the number of universities increased from 30 to 795. Just think, पहले जो विश्वविद्यालय हुआ करते थे 1950-51 में केवल 30 थे, और आज के टाइम में वो हो गए हैं 795. Just think what a big jump is there. Now, the number of students in colleges and universities rose from 2,63,000 to 2,94,27,158 during the same period. Means जो बच्चे थे पढ़ने वाले वो भी 10 गुना, मतलब a very big increase is there from 2.63 to 2,94,27,158. Such a big difference. The number of teachers have also increased. It was 24,000 and now it is 14,70,000. That's the difference. Means enough number of teachers have also increased. Now the next point is health sectors in India. The most important point. Health sectors in India. Now, if I talk about this particular point, the system of health sector in India, then so many things are there. Firstly, you should be knowing that what is the meaning of the word health sector. Health sector होती क्या चीज़ है? देखो, health sector का सीधा मतलब होता है जो भी हमारी सेहत से निर्धारित चीज़ें हैं, जैसे कि हॉस्पिटल हो गए, दवाइयाँ हो गई, डिस्पेंसरी हो गए, पैथोलॉजी लैब्स हो गए. All these things comes in the health sector. अच्छा, आज के टाइम में देखो, nowadays the doctors are the gods. Earlier also they were, but nowadays most of the people are considering the doctors as the god. इस महामारी के समय अगर हमें कुछ उम्मीद है तो सिर्फ वो डॉक्टर से ही उम्मीद बची है, else हमारी कहीं से कोई उम्मीद नहीं. So now talk about health sectors in India. Investment in people in the form of health is another important human resource development. तो हम लोग कहते हैं ना, healthy mind and body are the most important requirements of a workforce. अच्छा काम तभी होगा जब सेहत और दिमाग दोनों आपके फिट हैं. An unhealthy person would either abstain from work or not contribute as expected for the work assigned. अगर आप कमज़ोर हैं तो ना आप पढ़ाई कर पाएंगे, अगर आप बहुत कमज़ोर हैं तो ना आप पढ़ाई कर पाएंगे, ना आप कोई मेहनत का काम कर पाएंगे. पढ़ने के लिए भी आपको फिट होना चाहिए, स्पोर्ट्समैन बनना है तो भी फिट रहना चाहिए. You should be fit, then only these things are possible. Hence, it becomes the duty of the government to invest in the health of people. तो सरकार की जो पहली जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि वो लोगों की सेहत को लेके अधिक से अधिक खर्चा करे. हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि लोगों को खाना दे, लेकिन उनका ध्यान रखे. ध्यान कैसे रखे? अधिक से अधिक अस्पताल खोले जाएं और जो हॉस्पिटल्स हैं दे शुड बी वेल ऑर्गेनाइज्ड, दे शुड बी अप टू द expectations. Now if you see, over the last few decades India has built a vast health infrastructure and has also developed the manpower required at primary, secondary and tertiary sectors in the government as well as in the private sectors. देखो जैसे हम एक बात करते हैं, if I talk about hospitals, in the year 1951 there were only 2,964 and in 2017 it rose to 23,582. I'm talking about government hospitals. Next, if I talk about beds, गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल्स में कितने थे? 1,17,000 और 2017 में कितने हो गए? 7,10,000. The dispensaries were 6,600 and at present there are 27,698. So these kind of differences have occurred. Now over the years India has built, अगर हम पिछले कुछ सालों में देखें तो भारत में अधिक से अधिक सेहत से रिलेटेड या healthy infrastructures and manpower have increased at different levels. Since independence, there has been significant expansion in the physical provision of health services. The number of government hospitals has increased